For someone who doesn't follow tech jargon or is not much familiar with the world of technology, how would you define the new signature series to that?
Oh, it's great. I think it's important for us to establish what the signature series stands for. But I think in a very simple way, if you just look at the word signature, uh, signature is something which is very distinct, bespoke by its nature. When you talk about signature experiences or signature dishes, etc., it is something that is not just the norm. It is not just premium. It is a step beyond premium. It is a step above that, and hence it is able to be deliver something that is bespoke, that is unique, that defies the sea of sameness that we see in the world today when it comes to the world of flagships. So in a simple way, that is what signature does, and it does that by delivering on promises that are beyond just technology and innovation. It is a fusion of the most advanced technology, innovation, with an incredible design, with lifestyle experiences that create an emotional connection with the consumer that you don't see most of the other flagship devices doing today.
How significant of a role will the signature series play for Motorola?
I think very. See, over the course of last 3-4 years, you would have seen that, 4 years back, I think the most prominent series for us was the Moto G series. Over the last 3 years, we've significantly increased the share of premium products in our revenue mix. So if you look at Edge as well as Razr franchises, today, if you look at the Indian market, Razr and Edge contributes to more than 50% of our revenues, which means that they are now significant in our revenue contribution. And with Signature, which is a franchise that is positioned to be a flagship series, which further takes up that proposition for the consumer, creates that prestige value for the consumers, that aspiration for the consumers, it is very, very important for us, because one of the key areas for us is not just to increase the volume share in the market, but also to significantly increase the value share for the brand in the market. And with our premium products from Edge and Razr doing so well, Signature becomes a very, very important parameter for us to go to that extra mile or acquire that extra value share that we can from the mainstream flagship segment, which is with the candy bar form factor.
You've said it multiple times that this is a flagship series. Why not go for the 8 Elite Gen 5 and instead go with the 8 Gen 5? If it's a flagship series, why not offer people a flagship chip?
See, I think first of all, it's important for us to understand, that 8 Gen 5 is a flagship chipset. It is. It is. I think we should not confuse the fact that because today there is an Elite, 8 Gen 5 is no longer a flagship chipset. In fact, if you compare it with the last generation of Elite, it delivers a significantly higher Antutu score as well when it comes to last generation Elite. CPU performance is better. Camera ISPs are better, right? It borrows the camera ISPs from the 8 Gen 5 Elite of this year, is what you have in the 8 Gen 5.
Right.
NPU performance is better as compared to last year. So it's a pure play flagship product which really delivers on multiple platforms. So first of all, I don't think we've done any compromise when it comes to chipset. However, I think what is important for us to note is that we always believed in creating a balanced product that delivers the most value to the consumer, right? What do you see us doing that other maybe elite products have not done in the category so far? We've got the world's best camera. If you look at, and this is not something that we are saying, it's the Extra Mark saying that the global ranking for this camera is 6th. And if you look at the Indian market, sub 100,000 products, we are the number 1. And if you look at the ultra thin smartphone category, worldwide, we are the number 1 in the segment. And we are beating some of the flagship products that come at a significantly higher price point, right? So we prioritize experiences over just raw power. We are not creating a gaming product, right? So we believe that whatever matters to the consumer is what we've given. We've given enough performance. We've given the right AI architecture, AI capabilities. We've given the right camera ISPs to deliver what we believe matters to the consumer in the flagship space, which is performance. And like I said, the chipset is a flagship chipset as well.
Okay. Will we see the 8 Elite Gen 5 in the signature series in the near future?
See, I think
Is there something in the pipeline?
why we can't comment on future portfolio. I think that's something that we can't do. When we say that Signature is a flagship franchise, we will always consider flagship experiences, whether it is in terms of performance, whether it is in terms of camera, whether it is in terms of lifestyle experiences like we have with the image services that we have 24/7. So anything and everything that you will see in this franchise going ahead also will come with the top-notch experiences. Now, if a future 8 Elite chipset makes sense for this franchise is something that is to be evaluated, and that is something that we'll announce when the time is right. But as of now, what I can say is it's a franchise that is meant to provide flagship experiences, and hence whatever is deemed right from a flagship perspective is what you will see in Signature series, which means including from a chipset perspective, you will see flagship chipsets. It could be the next generation of the 8 Gen 5, could be an Elite, it could be anything, but we can't comment on that as of now.
When I first unboxed the phone and held it in my hand, my first thoughts were, this feels very different from the usual flagships that we see in the market that we get for unboxing. Be it the build, be it the weight, be it the dimensions. The approach is different. What led to this different approach?
Exactly. I think that's what we want our consumers to feel, right? I mean, exactly what you felt when you unboxed the product. When you look at the flagships of today, you feel that there's a sea of sameness all around. Everybody is doing the same thing. The flagships, when you pack so much power, when you pack so much of camera, when you pack so much of everything in a flagship, it tends to become bigger, heavier, bulkier.
Right.
But we deliberately wanted us to be distinct. I think one of the key differentiations for Motorola has been design, has been the colors, materials, finishes, and the design itself. I think we wanted to make sure that the flagship today has a signature to it. It's a distinct, bespoke experience when it comes to design for sure. And that is what we've done. So our flagship, when you put it on the table, clearly differentiates itself from everybody else, which is what defines what Signature franchise stands for. And not just that, when you talk about the features, we've prioritized the camera experience, which is why you see us optimizing the camera to be one of the best in the world. You see us giving the design which is slim, sleek, yet beautiful and luxurious. You see us giving privileged access services which are not seen with any other device in any segment, so to say, and without compromising on some of the raw power affairs features.
Okay. Is there any concern whatsoever that the Signature series might cannibalize the market for the Razr Ultra, Edge Ultra phones?
No, we don't believe so. I think that's the reason why we brought Signature, because we believe that the Signature franchise actually addresses a market segment that our existing set of franchises and products were not able to cater, right? Just to summarize, I think if you look at the Razr franchise, right, the Razr franchise has been playing in the flagship, flagship segment for quite some time, but the Razr franchise has so much association built with the foldable form factor that it was not able to, we believed that it was not right for us to extend the Razr franchise to the mainstream candy bar form factor. So that always remained empty for us, right? That we were never addressing the mainstream candy bar form factor when it came to the flagship segment. We were only addressing the flagship foldable segment through our Razr series. So I think the Signature series truly complements our existing franchises and creates this new value proposition in the flagship segment that should enable us to gain share in that segment significantly, where we believe there is a distinct consumer demand and consumer need.
Okay. Will we be seeing the integration of Kira in the future in the Signature series?
Yes, of course. Great that you've heard of Kira. I believe you've heard it at the CES.
Yes.
It's the next, big innovation from the house of Motorola, and you will see that this is a multi-platform AI solution that we are bringing in, which is very, very advanced and will bring very, very advanced AI features to the consumers. Of course, that is something that is in the pipeline. We've just seen a glimpse of it at CES.
Yes.
We are, making sure that when we bring it to our devices, we bring the most complete, most refined, and most advanced version of Kira. So yes, that will be something that you will see on our devices as we move ahead.
Do help me understand how does that work? Because you already have Moto AI with a full-fledged suite of AI features.
Correct.
How does that factor in here?
See, I think Kira is the next level of AI that we've built in. So yes, Moto AI is the base, which is already existing on our set of devices.
Okay.
But Kira takes it to the next level. So Kira is an evolution. It's not a revolution per se. It's an evolution, in the right direction. It takes the core principles of Moto AI and enhances that to the next level. It makes sure that Moto AI, which used to also work across platforms, across devices, continues to do that, but makes the interaction with the consumer far more easy, makes the privacy, security aspects far more advanced, and adds to the convenience aspects, intuitiveness that the AI that Kira delivers much better as we move along.
Right. All right. This notion that has been there in the market recently that chasing spec sheets is a dead end. What's Motorola's stance on that?
We see. I mean, Motorola has always been for that stance. We have never believed in chasing spec sheets. Whether it is our Razr franchise, whether it is our Edge franchise, we are not a Dubai. We are not a brand that believes that just creating specs is the answer to creating consumer delight. We believe that creating consumer experiences, creating emotional connection with the consumers, creating distinctive designs and form factors that allow our consumers to express themselves in unique ways is the right way forward, and creating those AI experiences and connections that allow consumers to not just find a mode of expression, but also convenience and assistance is what we believe is the ultimate goal that Motorola as a brand believes in, which is why if you see whether it is our Edge series is not about extreme specs. Edge series has always been about creating well-rounded experiences for consumers at accessible innovation for consumers. When you talk about Razr, it's about providing that lifestyle experiences from a flip form factor, from a foldable form factor. And now when you talk about Signature, it's about providing that distinctive innovation fused with design and innovative lifestyle experiences that create that emotional connection with the brand, with our franchise, and delivers a promise in the flagship ecosystem, which truly allows you to differentiate yourself and be a visionary.
What is Motorola India's vision for the next fiscal year?
I think that's a great question. We firmly believe that last 3 years have been very, very strong for us. We started back in 2023. We announced that our target was to be the top 3 brands in the country. We've worked towards it. Today, as we are close to the end of financial year 25-26, we are in the top 10 brands in the country. We've grown from, say, a 2% share back then to about a 8.3% share in the Q3 this year as per IDC. So we've grown many folds. We've grown in double, triple digits and a premium to markets consistently quarter over quarter. And we believe that we should continue to do that. We should continue to grow, but grow profitably, grow sustainably, grow with respect to different audience segments across the category. And we believe that we should continue to be the number 3 brand. We believe that we'll be a number 3 brand in India over the next 2 to 3 years.
Speaking of India, speaking of the next fiscal year, how do you see the supply chain hierarchy evolve in the country as far as Motorola is concerned? And on that note, how has your relationship changed with Dixon Technologies?
No, I think when you talk about supply chains, I think we are a global company. We have our global supply chain management solutions, and that is managed by us globally. So we are very confident and we are very bullish that our supply chain is one of the best that you see globally. In fact, even when you look at the current challenges in the category, in the market with respect to shortages when it comes to memory, etc., I think we are far better poised than many of our competitors to ensure that we have sustained supply. of memory as well as various other parts because of the strength of supply chain that we bring together as part of being the part of the Lenovo group.
Okay.
So we are very, very bullish about our supply chain capabilities and how we are able to manage any such challenges.
Would you like to comment on the fact that your volumes have dropped with Dixon and the outsourcing has been done with Carbon instead? Would you like to shed some light on this topic?
At this point of time, I believe it's important for us to discuss this new product, new franchise, and hence I do not want to comment on the manufacturing piece. But we are committed to manufacturing in India, and as you can see, almost 100% of our products which are sold in India are manufactured in India, and we continue to also export products out of India to various other countries.
Fair enough. As far as the roadmap for exporting phones that are made in India for the world goes, how is that roadmap looking like in the next year?
See, I think the roadmap continues to evolve basis various factors, basis various conditions, basis the government policies, basis international policies as well. So I think this is something that we are closely watching and monitoring as part of our global supply chain and global strategy teams. We believe that India continues to have very strong potential for manufacturing as well as exports, but it obviously depends on how the policies, the government of India policies and the global policies evolve over a period of time and enables us for a profitable as well as sustainable means to continue exports from the country.
Growth path of Motorola India. Is there any specific element that you would want Motorola to implement from the India playbook on the global stage?
No, I think that's a great question, there are certain elements that we believe stand out from the India playbook that we could implement not just outside of India like APAC, but also at a global level. I think it's about us being and this is something not unique to India. This is something I think you will see us following globally as well. Is the spirit of partnerships. I think we as a brand, we believe in very, very strong partnerships and the fact that you don't need to do everything from yourself from scratch. If you build the right partnerships, if you have the right partners, you can scale with them and gain share in the market. For example, if you talk about India, we've got the right partners when it comes to online sales, when it comes to retail sales, right? Similarly, if you look at us globally, we've got partnerships when it comes to almost every aspect. When it comes to design, we've got partnership with Panpo. When it comes to audio, we've got partnership with Bose. When it comes to cameras, we've got partnership with Sony. And today, we're taking that even a step further with partnership with Polar when it comes to the Motor Watch. So it's a spirit that is not something limited to India. I think, of course, we've extended that to India as well. We've believed that partnerships work, and our partnerships are what is helping us grow further.
As we are about to enter the next fiscal, any numbers you can share with us that Motorola India is aiming for?
See, I think typically we don't commit to any numbers that are in the future. But as you can see, the growth of Motorola India has been consistently ahead of the market growth, right? I mean, while, for example, in Q3, the market grew at 4.3%, we grew at 52%. So we've been consistently growing at a very strong double-digit or triple-digit premium to market. We are confident that we will continue to see double-digit premium to market growth over the next few years, which will allow us to gain the number 3 position in the market over the next 2 to 3 years.
All right. Mr. Ranjan, thank you so much for this.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure.
Pleasure chatting with you.
Same here. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.